Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, March 8th. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. We're waking to more destruction and devastation in Ukraine, and I just want to go just say really quickly that it's so kind of shocking to me. I know we're not supposed to get political, but it is really just kind of shocking to me that we can, as a country, we can do more, and we're just not, and that makes me really really sad. And it's not just about market conditions, but it is
BIOC,
obviously
Biosep,
causing
naming a new C.
ripples in market conditions. We are having an energy crisis. I think this is much more of a self-inflicted wound because we have the ability to not basically pay blood money to countries that don't hold the same values as us. We have that ability, and then also export energies to other places of the world. And that's what we're supposed to be. That's what we are supposed to do. And I hold that opinion very, very strongly. And it definitely kind of overrides some of the things that I will and won't trade. But I just want to put that out there. I mean, we have people in our community here that have family and friends directly in harm's way. And I think a prayer for all of them and all of the people that are trapped. They are really trapped, or they're refugees, they're homeless. Thank goodness to the surrounding countries that see Russia for what it is in this devastation and taking those people in. We can all give more. We can all do more, even if you only have a few dollars. Find those charities. There's some really great charities out there that are directly impacting those that are without right now, and that's what we need to do. Like I said, even if it's just a dollar or two, every little bit helps. Don't think that it doesn't. Because if everybody who had just a dollar donated a dollar, that would be an awful lot now, wouldn't it? It just takes a small ripple to make a huge wave. Okay, let's hop in here. So our futures have definitely pulled back. Our Dow open is now looking a bit more red. We were up about 170 when I first got up this morning. I would expect just at least a bit of a bounce today. Maybe not a great one. We are definitely in a bear market. We have so many things weighing on us. It's not just energy. It's the price of food. We import so much to do everything, whether it's to fertilize the fields or wheat or not precious metals, but some of those more rare earth metals, things like that. We need those for our everyday life, and this is the problem of being. I'm going to put this under first world problems. It really is. So as we look forward, we just got a headline out that we are looking to finally ban all imports from Russia. We buy about 10% from Russia every day. That's billions of dollars. And he is using that. It's blood money. That's all I can say it is. And we are looking to ban that. They just said that could come as soon as today. So be very cautious of your positions. I think that's what really made or pulled us back in here, because what does that mean? It does mean higher gas prices. Inflation will continue. Food prices will continue to rise. With energy being so expensive, and gas and diesel in particular, our trucks run on diesel. They need that in order to get the products to the local Walmart or Piggly Wiggly. Yes, I totally said Piggly Wiggly because we have one of those not too far from us. So all of those things are weighing into our markets, and very, very heavy. So I'm landing on day trades unless you're looking to hold something overnight that maybe is more of a hedge, like gold. And we've seen energy constantly climb, but it's important to also know where we are in these charts. So I'm just going to pull up the XLE. Look at this. Day after day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. We're still building volume, but look at this move up. You can pull up pretty much any name in here, excuse me, and see, again, all of it, we are very oversold. Now, oversold is simply a symptom of a chart. You can stay on oversold for an incredibly long time. So don't think that just because it's oversold, oh, hey, I should short this. No, I'm not saying that, but I am saying that every night that we hold it over, that it could become a bit more a week, in that it's possible that we wake up tomorrow and say, okay, well, we're going to have a bit of a correction here and that pullback, which is why I'm leaning on the day trades. Same with the precious metals, right? Gold, look at this big, huge bump. We're up at 186.64. Incredible moves here. Again, we are seeing that flight to safety. However, this is the monthly chart. We are just shy of our next resistance. I put this in the room yesterday, 186.99, or we'll just go ahead and call that 187, and then our next stop up here, 194. We have not seen these prices in a very long time. This goes back to August through October. No, I'm sorry, August and September of 20. Okay, so you can see this moving up. I like both of these today for a play. So you're going to see that I have gold in here at 187. Strike is the one I like. If you want to push that out a little bit, totally understand. I like staying a little closer to the money, probably on an opening range break. If not, it definitely has to be over the high of yesterday. Now, don't catch it as it's coming down. We want to see it moving up through those prices. So up through 186.64 if we get a pullback. I'm thinking not as likely on that, but an opening range break. If you use the opening range break, use the low end of that opening range as your stop. Otherwise, if you get in, like we do have a pullback, you can get in at 186.64. I would say at least 185.05 should be your stop on a close before that. Again, this is a safe haven for many investors. We're seeing that continue here, and not just gold. And you can look at gold names, Newmont Mining, even Wheaton Precious Metals, right? There's a lot of miners out there. Names gold, Barrick, Gold. So that's Barrick Gold. You can look at any of these and play them in very much the same pattern. You're going to see XLE on my list today. Why? It's not because I don't like, Chevron or Exxon or Devon Energy or NextEra. All of these names are really moving very well. Play them the same way. An opening range break or a high of the day before on any of them, okay? That's how I would play it, and I would stick. If you would like to hold them overnight, I would still take, if you have profits, I would take those. Sorry, I would take those, at least part of them, before the end of the day. And then you can always come back in tomorrow and replay the same scenario if we have the same thing moving along. Well, with all this energy crisis, take a look at some solars here. Really liked RUN yesterday. It did pop up pretty nicely. Came back in. We still closed over the 50, so this one is not an extended play, but watch for solars to potentially start getting a bit more of a move here. Kind of crazy. I was watching here on CNBC. They have Mary Barra from GM and PG&E, and they're talking about the potential of your electric vehicle powering your house. How crazy is that? It's just crazy. We are making so many advancements in the energy field and energy conservation. Remember, it doesn't have to be one or the other. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's good to produce our own energy, be energy independent while working to become more green. Doing both along side by side. It's not, we don't have a cure for the cold. Does that mean we shouldn't treat colds? No, that's ridiculous. We still treat them while still searching for a cure. Okay, so Sun Run here, RUN. Look at some of the other names, but I really like Run. I like the 30 calls. All of these calls that I'm giving you are in April. Like an entry above 29.50, which is yesterday's, well, just a smidge above yesterday's high. Stop at 28.25, and again, these are catching some attention now that we are having such high energy prices. Okay. Other than that, there were a few names that I was watching from yesterday. Beyond's pulled back in, but this one yesterday started a nice reversal, ended up pulling back in as the market sold off right at the end of the day. Keep an eye on this now for a continued reversal back to the upside. Some of the retailers, I like this look here. Looks like it's setting up a bull flag in BBY, but don't forget we are also going to have a lot less discretionary spending as we put more into our gas tanks and for food on the table. So we may see a lot of these retailers cool off, but right now we're seeing some of these play out in some bull flags. So keep an eye on all of those. If you have any questions, I will be around most of the day. Probably not super active. Again, we are having finally getting the repairs done to our home, and so we have a lot going on here today, but I will be here to answer your questions and get us through the open, and then I will be here for the close. All right, everyone, thank you again for all of your patience and you know, through the past couple of weeks as our family continues to shift and change. I really do appreciate it. All right, have any questions, reach out, heatherc@givingtreetrading.com.